Hi everybody, and we are back with the second part to our sister to sister segment. This one was definitely something that I could certainly relate to even now. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Hey Kenya, first off, I want to thank you for making such real videos and not holding anything back. Well, you're quite welcome. I mean, I'm here to keep it real. I love watching your videos. You always seem to put a smile on my face. Oh, thank you. I need your opinion on my dilemma that I've been stuck in for quite some time. This might be sort of a long letter, so I'm just going to cut to the chase. Girl, you don't know by now? Ain't no cutting to the chase over here. Anyway, I am 21 years old and I have an almost 3-year-old daughter. Her father has been in and out of jail since before she was born. My daughter doesn't even know who he is. He's never been there, even when he was there. He's currently in a prison 8 hours away from us. He's done a lot of things in the past to me, verbal and physical abuse, cheating on me, you name it. I've always put up with it. Excuse me. I've always put up with it, but I've recently gotten the strength to end things with him. Good for you, girl. Being that it's so easy right now because he is so far away. He will get out of prison in 2013. Now, my question is, what should I do when he gets out? People tell me to make my People tell me to not make my daughter suffer without a father for the rest of her life, but I have such resentment toward him. Like he wasn't there for her since excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Like he wasn't there for her since she's been born. Why should I let him be there in the future? The things that hurt me the most is that I had to deliver our child by myself. Anyways, I tend to hold grudges, as you may tell. Any tips to get me over all the pain and heartache he's put me through? Should I give him another chance to prove to me that he can be a good father figure? Should I suck up my personal problems with him as a boyfriend and just let him be a father? Let me push this in real quick because I'm going to sit back on this one. All right. I can certainly relate to this. As you all know, I have a 14-year-old son. He is not my husband's son. He is my son from a previous relationship. I too delivered my son by myself. Well, my mom was there, but his father was not there. Um, it was one of those, first of all, I was in college. And it was one of those situations where I don't want to say I was sold a dream. I'm not going to say that because I don't want to villainize him because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to villainize the father of my child. I keep it as real as I possibly can. Um, let me just say it like this. It was one of those cases where I was in college. I was with this guy. I got pregnant. Before I got pregnant, everything was all good. We were making plans to do this and do that. And then once the reality of the child hit, you know how that situation goes. He was in and out of my son's life. In and out, in and out, in and out. Now, I grew up without my father. And I know the pain that I suffered from not having my father around. And I also know some of the blame that I placed on my mother for my father not being around. Not even to say that it was her fault, but I just know that resentment that I felt toward her for her not making sure that I had a father. Even though I know that a lot of why my father wasn't around was her pretty much protecting me from being hurt. So I know on both ends. I know how it is to grow up without a father, and then I also know how it is for my child to grow up without his father. Now, because I grew up without my father, the one thing that I said I would never do was deprive my child of their father. Now, my son's father did a whole bunch of stuff that I did not like. I mean, there was never any physical, any verbal abuse or anything like that. But, I mean, still in all, he wasn't there for my son. You know, he wasn't there. It just, he wasn't there. I don't even really want to get into details, but I left it open for him to be there. There were times when he would say he was coming down and my son would be waiting with his bags packed and I never hear from him again. And this happened quite a few times. Or he'll pop in for a week and then pop out for 4 years. Pop in for a month or then pop out for another 4 years. And some people might say, well, why did you allow your son to continue to go through that? Really, honestly, and I'm going to say this to you, it's not your right to take a father away from their child, because that father has just as much rights to that child as you do. Now, as far as you and his personal relationship, dead dad. Like, I mean, dead. Like, he is non-existent in your world as far as anything beyond the father of your child. So that part you definitely do not have to be a part of, but you do have to allow your daughter to make those choices. And she's 3 now, but she won't be 3 forever. And God forbid she when she grows up, she'll think that it was your fault. Oh, excuse me, your fault for why her father wasn't around. And the one thing I never did to my son is I never bashed my son's father to him. I never said your father was a this, your father was a that, he did this, he did that. I never did that, because I always wanted my son to form his own opinions about who his father was. My son is 14 now. He'll be 15 actually Saturday. So he's at the age now where he can see some things that he couldn't see as a child. And I pat myself on the back for not doing. I call myself the ultimate baby mama, because I've given that man no grief. I don't call and do the harassing thing. When you going to see your son? No. He knows he's a father. He knows he has a son out there. I don't have to beat him over the head to remind him that he has a son. If he wasn't willing to support and take care of my son, that's his business. You know, I took care of my son well. He wants or needed for nothing, but at the same time, I left the door open for him to be able to contact his father, and I even extended myself a little bit in that, just to make sure my son was okay. So, even though you're not okay with the situations that transpire between you and your son's father, that's not to say that he won't be a good father to your daughter at some point. You know, he's in and out of jail. He seems like he's a troublesome person. So he got some issues of his own. But everybody grows up sometime. And then if he doesn't grow up and he doesn't ever see the light, and he doesn't be the father that you think he should be, then so be it. We have no control over what these men do. All we can do is control what we do as mothers. Love our child. Nurture our child. Yes, it is so freaking unfair that we did not make this child alone, but yet we have to bear the burden and the responsibility of taking care of this child alone. That's just the freaking luck of the draw, sister. Like, I mean, girl, don't even get me to start pulling out my grudges on TV and all that kind of stuff. Get me worked up, girl. Shoot, this your story. This ain't mine. I'm feeling a little hot over here. Anyway. What? I don't care. Anyway, my point is, you asked, should I just suck up my personal problems with him as a boyfriend and just let him be a father? Yes. Yes, you should. Yes, be the bigger person. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be the bigger person. Oh, I don't need you. We don't need you. But if you want to be around, oh, yeah, you can. But we don't need you. You know what I'm saying? As far as that type of support. But a child does need their father. So let me correct that a little bit, or clarify that. What I mean to say we don't need you is, I mean, he doesn't have to provide and do all this stuff and do all that for you guys to survive, because it's obvious you've been surviving this long. But as far as a child and their parents, all children should have the opportunity and the right to know both parents. I mean, you'll never be able to take away his rights. So better just be the bigger person and say, okay, well, you know what? The door's open if you want to come see your daughter. fine. And then not only that, but you're talking physical abuse, verbal abuse. So this doesn't even seem like somebody that you would want to get into a confrontation with. So rather ruffle the feathers and say, oh no, you can't see your daughter, and then him try to bang, oh God, I don't even want to think of the worst case scenario, so let's not even go there. Anyway, just because you open the door doesn't mean he's going to walk through it. And you're not doing any of this for him. Everything you're doing from this point on is for your child. Now, as far as taking my child up to that jail to see him, would I do that? Hell to the no. I would not do that. When he gets out, will I allow him to visit her? Yes, but I would definitely put some stipulations on that. Like, you can't visit her when nobody's around. It has to be supervised. I mean, I don't want to advise you on this part, but if need be for your protection because of the physical abuse and verbal abuse, get a court order. Get a court custody order where he's required to have somebody there while you visit. You know what I mean? So there are ways you can protect yourself if you're scared of him or whatever the case may be. But girlfriend, don't carry around grudges, because that only weighs heavy on your heart. And you want to be the best mother, the best woman, the best friend, the best girlfriend, the best everything you can be from this point on. And holding grudges is only going to prevent you from doing that to your fullest potential. Don't give him any energy. You're giving him energy right now. You're acknowledging him right now. He doesn't even deserve this acknowledgement. This right here is for you, okay? Not for him. After this right here, after we go through this right here, I don't want you to give him any more play. None. He's in jail right now. You got a good 2 years before he gets out. Live your life and try to get over your traumas that you've had with this guy, so you can open up your heart to the person that is meant to be in there and fill that space. And then who knows, maybe the person that's meant to be there will also be good for your daughter. So I mean, I don't know, did you say daughter? Yes, you did say daughter. So yeah, that would be my advice to you. And as always, this is based on personal experiences. I did the same thing. I'm not going to tell you to do something that I either wouldn't or did not do. I allowed my son's father to come into his life, pretty much whenever he wanted to. And it was unfortunate. I would get mad about it. I would cuss and fuss to my husband about it. But at the end of the day, what could I really do? You know what I mean? If I would have been like, no, you can't see your son, or no, it would have been 1,000 times worse, and that wouldn't have been good for my son, because my son needed his father in his life. Yeah, I don't know why either. I ask myself why all the time. Why? But that's not for me to ask. You know what I'm saying? That's not my right to ask. All I can do is try to still love him and teach him and whatever. So yeah, girl. And you know what? You said, should I give him another chance to prove to me that he can be a good father? No, because it's not you that he needs to prove it to. It's your daughter. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about giving him another chance. If he's her father and he's going to be there, he's going to be there. No, I don't think you should go above and beyond the call of duty, but step aside if he's walking by. If he wants to see his daughter, don't get in the way of that and say, no, you can't, or da-da-da. Don't do that. But as far as giving him any chances to prove anything, who are we to judge? Let somebody else handle that. Let somebody else handle. That's lightweight, girl. That's lightweight. We got some other things that we need to take care of. You're 21 years young. You still got a whole life ahead of you. There's going to be so many things that you're going to go through in life. So move on. If you can change it, change it. If you can't, move on. Lighten your load in your heart. Get that grudge out of there. Move it on out the way and let love come in. Love your daughter. Love the people you have in your life that support you now. And thank God you are out of that abusive relationship. So consider yourself lucky. Consider this your get out of jail free card. Take it and run with it. But don't take your daughter with you. God. he gonna try to fight you for it. I guarantee that. I guarantee, just because, and he ain't gonna do it because he wants your daughter. He gonna do it because he can. It's happened to me. I mean, y'all don't even get me to go in there again. You see, I had to sit back, right? Like, really look at this, because I see myself all over this letter. Like, this was me. This was me. I mean, through, except for the physical abuse and all that kind of shit, because, I just cursed. You got the cursing out of me, girl. You brought the cursing. I'm sorry to any of my teenage viewers or anybody who's under the age of 18. Your big sis is sorry. I'm human. We all make mistakes, girl. You got me cussing. But yeah, we don't play physical abuse. And you know what? And I hope this taught you a lesson, and I hope you know what to look for and what not to look for moving on. Because there's a pattern, you know what I mean? Women who have been abused seem to follow this pattern and keep getting with these same abusive guys. So I hope that now you take your daughter into consideration and say, my daughter needs better and you deserve better. So yeah, anyway, I know I'm getting all crazy off topic, but my sister, I hope this really helped you. And if it didn't, if you still have any more questions, please, again, feel free to inbox me. Yeah, so that takes care of our sister to sister segments for the day. See, I was missing in action for a week, and now I'm just throwing them at y'all. Y'all been asking where you at, where you been. I miss you. Okay, y'all miss me. All right, here you go. Bam, 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 bam. 4 videos in a row. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I will, or you will, see me maybe later. Maybe I'll have another video for you guys, because you know what, guys, I actually have like stacks of letters and lists of requests. Oh my gosh, you know what, real quick before I go, I have to say something. Miss Clarisim, is that it? I am so sorry. I know I was supposed to give you a look for your birthday. I'm so truly sorry. I missed that. I felt, believe me, I felt so bad, because when I say I'm going to do something, I like to try to hold my word. I'm just like in my videos, I am just all over the place. I really need, maybe I need an assistant. I don't know. I need something. Like, I always think by writing stuff down that's going to keep me organized, but I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm in school, I'm so, girl, I really am so sorry. If you still want that look, I will certainly be more than happy to give it to you. I am sorry, girl. And I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to try to get to every single request that's on these lists. After these sister to sister segments, maybe I'll follow them up with a request instead of trying to do something random on my own, because I really want to get you guys out the way, because you guys have been nothing but great to me, and I so very appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, it's the least I can do to show my appreciation to the people who actually take the time out to watch my videos. So with that being said, if any of you have any requests, now is the time to put them in, because that's what I will be working on for the next week. And then I like requests, because requests, they give me something to work on. If I have to think of a look or create one myself, I'm like, what color's in my shirt? Maybe I do, you know. So requests are good. Requests are always good. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed these sister to sister segments. I'm outie. Deuces.